smart campaigns. You probably worked on them, you probably made them, or you audited it and you saw them and you looked further to what they are. Well, they're kind of like starter campaigns. We kind of get poked fun at all the time by clients saying all you do is set it and forget it. Ironically, this is the epitome of set it and forget it. They've kind of declined in recent years. A lot of people don't use them as much as they used to. There is a best case to use them. So today we're going to talk about what smart campaigns are. We're going to talk about the different goals you can do with them. We're going to talk about the limitations and then the pluses and what my advice is, if you should or you should not use them. So let's actually get started on the goals that you can do by using smart campaigns. So smart campaigns, you can do calls to your business or location. You can do website sales or sign up. I don't think I would do sales. I think you should do lead magnets. I think that would be perfect. So click to coupon or click email submission for coupon. Click to download ebook, brochure, all sorts of cool stuff like that where people can take it away and digest their collateral. Also just sign up for emails. I think that's smart. I don't think I would do ever purchases through this. You can do visits to your location. This is solid, of course, for brick and mortar. And then, of course, you can do branding awareness campaigns, which are like video view campaigns. And then, of course, you find them through the normal campaign builder. But keep in mind, you may not see it. If you do not see it, you have to request that it be included within your campaign. So if you don't see it, don't be alarmed. There's a special option you can pick where you can request to have them added for your campaign if they weren't used before. In terms of metrics, this is what it looks like. So as you can tell, it's more upper funnel, mid funnel. That's all it really is. So you have impressions, clicks, an amount spent. You have then you have like kind of like the more granular data, which is like your call clicks, your map actions, which is your Google Maps, and then the amounts, of course, amount spent, and then your search phrases, and that's it. Now the next question you have is, well, okay, so how do I optimize on this if it's so simple? You can't. You can't. So that's what I'm going to show you next. So that's actually what this chart is for. So this is quite interesting. If you see here, right, you can just pick which phrases you want to keep running within the campaign. So that's really it. That's all you can optimize. So again, it's how it builds its ads is through the Google Business Center and then or Google My Business, I should say, and then it takes the URL from your site and then it creates the ad copy, the images, and just creates the ads themselves. And you don't have a say in what ads run. So it just runs and it just optimizes accordingly to whatever objective. So either for maps or for click to call or to search or whatever it'll be. So that's how it operates. So that's a huge, a lot of people get very frustrated at this. So you have to know going into it that it's a black box. You just set it, forget it, and that's really it. And then just turn it off when you're, done with it. And we're going to have some best cases on how you should use it. So let's talk about the limitations. So the one is, you have no control over where your ads appear, right? And that's what I was saying earlier. So again, search, Google Maps, YouTube, Gmail, and then Google Display. Again, that's it. You don't get to see where they're appearing. Like it doesn't say, okay, these are many impressions that were served in search, this many was served in display. Nope, it's just impressions and amount. That's it. So it's very top, middle funnel signals that you get back. And then, of course, this is a big one. You have no way to A/B test or experiment. So say if you have, you feel there should be certain phrasing, etc. You don't even have a say in that. So the best way to describe, these kind of campaigns is kind of like training wheels, right? That's really what it is. It's training wheels to kind of toe dip into Google Ads, and that's it. That's all it's designed to do. So because of that, there's a lot of control in terms of the creative and no A/B testing, which is very unfortunate because a lot of clients love to have a lot of control over the creative and what they say. So that's something that's one of probably it's why a lot of people kind of look down on it. Limited dashboard metrics. Oh, and this is great. Like I was saying about the training wheels, eventually you'll want to branch out, right? Because you're gonna get tired of this. You're gonna reach your patience level on this, and you're gonna be like, hey, I want to expand out. Well, you won't be able to with smart campaigns, right? So you have to make sure that you understand what you're getting into. This is quite interesting. So, like, if like a deeper, analytical data that you use, you look into paid search and how SEO work together. You won't be able to do that here, right? Because you won't be able, you may be connected to Google Analytics and view the traffic there, but at least through that mechanism, you can kind of analyze like, okay, I want to decrease these keywords, or I want to, increase more YouTube or whatnot. You won't be able to, right? Because it's a walled garden. So that being said, say if you want to do more SEO and dial back the search, you can't do that, my friends. So you're very limited in that aspect. Okay, well, Joseph, what's your opinion here then? If you're listening to all these disadvantages, what are the advantages? Well, the advantages is little to no maintenance, right? And that's a big plus to a lot of people, because if you're a small business, you don't have time to hire, maybe you have a, relative who's good at ads, but, if you don't have that, then you don't have time to do this, right? So, do you have 5 hours a week to dedicate to your campaigns, and A/B test creative and audiences and do experiment tracking? No, you probably don't. So that's an advantage. Simple builds. Oh yeah. So anyways, like I was talking about, you save costs because you don't need freelancers or contractors. That's a plus. I bet all the buyers on here are hating me saying that. It's great for small businesses, of course, with a small geo to target, and scheduling the ads for business hours. That's kind of cool too, right? And you can do scheduling through all campaigns, really, so that's not a big deal, but something I want to highlight. And it's, like I said, a great place to toe dip. So in theory, when you run these ads, if you run calls, you should be able to say there was a pickup in calls today or whatever this week versus last week when we didn't do the ads, right? Because you should be able to relate back that that you got more physical traffic, or you got people downloading the your lead magnets on your site, like I was talking about earlier. So one thing I want to say with with thoughts on this before we go into my spiel is easy, quick setup. Yes. Automated campaign management. Yes, that's a no-brainer. Keyword control. Well, I think that's a no, but limited, right? Because I was saying earlier, you can pick which phrases you want. Budget control. Yes, but limited, right? Okay, that kind of makes sense. But no multiple ad types, no experiments, no robust analytics, and no custom. There's definitely no custom conversion tracking there, right? So, if you want to tag up add to cart and instant checkout and a payment method, that ain't happening here. So keep that in mind. So what is my recommendation? Well, my recommendation here, I think it's great for small businesses that first try and paid Google out. The cool thing is you don't have to spend on a contractor retainer for a paid buyer. That's kind of cool, actually. But like I said earlier, you're gonna want to expand, right? Like I was talking about the store and the retailer. It's fine that you're doing retail and you're getting people to come to your location and there's a pickup, but eventually you don't want to think small. You'll eventually want to do D2C online. You want to sell whatever you're selling, shoes or fashion apparel or whatever it is. You want to sell it like to masses. Therefore, why think small? You'll eventually want to branch out. If you're going to do that eventually, you might as well start now and start doing all the search and do some limited buys in your area and then expand out, as opposed to doing this and just wasting your time. Now, if you're you're gardening, or if you're in plumbing, or you're a carpenter and you kind of have a limited workforce, right? And you're probably not going to grow much, or whatever, due to the economy or whatnot, it's just not growing, and you want to do ads. This is perfect because you have a finite workforce, right? This is perfect. I really think so. You spend a couple $100, test the waters, and see if there's an increase in inquiries and in business. So that's really it, my friends. Thank you for listening. We are on Medium, so there's a Medium component to this particular video that's actually all written out. We're on Instagram. And then thank you for if you're listening in podcast land. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcast, and then Amazon Music, and then of course YouTube. YouTube. And then if you have any questions, find us on LinkedIn. I'd love to. I definitely would have had any conversations with you about any. If you have any ideas for topics, I would love to hear it. So thank you again for listening. I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.